Assalamualaikum. Today's topic is unit number 1. Today in unit number 1 reading selection is 1.2. Title of 1.2 is Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan. Today we will do comprehension of the text. Second year subject English. Book for second year. Unit number 1 Vision and Mission. Reading selection is 1.2 Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan. Now coming to study questions, as you can see there are study questions. First one is recalling. There are 8 recalling questions. Recalling means recollect the memory. Recollect the memory or remember some things again. So recalling question from 1 to 8, it is taken from your text. Interpreting means explain, clarify, tarjumani kare. Interpreting question means you have to explain the terms which are used in the text. So there is difference between recalling and interpreting questions. Recalling is taken from your text and interpreting means you have to interpret it. You have to explain the questions. Now coming to questions. So in totality you have 10 questions in reading selection Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan. Now coming to unit number 1 reading selection 1.2 Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan. Recalling. When and where did Muhammad Ali Jinnah deliver this speech? Muhammad Ali Jinnah delivered his speech on August 11, 1947. He delivered this speech in the capacity of the first Governor General of Pakistan. The speech was delivered in Karachi to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. So you can take the reference of this question in the very first paragraph where it is written very clearly that where this speech was delivered. Muhammad Ali Jinnah delivered this speech on August 11, 1947. He delivered this speech in the capacity. In the capacity means हैसियत के तौर पे. किसकी हैसियत के तौर पे? The first Governor General of Pakistan. So he delivered a speech in the capacity of, capacity means हैसियत के तौर पर, first Governor General की हैसियत के तौर पर उन्होंने ये speech delivered की. The speech was delivered in Karachi to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. कानून साज असम्बली ऑफ पाकिस्तान कराची में कानून साज असम्बली के दौरान ये स्पीच डिलीवर की गई. Now coming to question number 2. What 2 functions of Constituent Assembly did Muhammad Ali Jinnah refer to in the beginning of his speech? So what are the 2 functions of Constituent Assembly which Quaid-e-Azam was referring in the beginning of his speech? Muhammad Ali Jinnah referred to the following 2 functions of the Constituent Assembly in the beginning of his speech. The first function of the Constituent Assembly was to frame the future constitution of Pakistan. To frame the future constitution of Pakistan, to frame तश्कील देना. फ्यूचर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मुस्तकबिल का आइन, पाकिस्तान के मुस्तकबिल का आइन बनाना है, तश्कील देना है. The second function of assembly was to perform its duty as a federal legislature of Pakistan in the capacity of a complete sovereign body of the state. दूसरा फंक्शन ऑफ असम्बली का दूसरा फंक्शन है टू परफॉर्म इट्स ड्यूटी एज द फेडरल लेजिस्लेचर ऑफ पाकिस्तान, कि ये असम्बली वफाकी लेजिस्लेचर कानून साज इदारे की तरह काम करे. इन द कैपेसिटी ऑफ कंप्लीट सॉवरेन बॉडी ऑफ स्टेट. इन द कैपेसिटी हैसियत से, किसकी हैसियत से? सॉवरेन बॉडी ऑफ द स्टेट, एक आज़ाद खुद मुख्तार रियासत की हैसियत से ये असम्बली बिल्कुल वफाकी कानून साज इदारे की तरह काम करे. सो इट वॉज द सेकेंड फंक्शन ऑफ assembly. You can view This answer taken from the text. Question number 2 is taken from page number 21 and paragraph 2nd. You can view this answer over here. The Constituent Assembly has got two main functions to perform. The first is the very onerous and responsible task of framing the future constitution of Pakistan, and the second of functioning as a full and complete sovereign body as the federal legislature of Pakistan. So you can see that over here the question number 2 is taken from paragraph number 2, page number 21. Now coming to question number 3. What did he say about the first function of the assembly? So what is the first function of assembly according to Qaid-e-Azam? About the first function of the assembly, he said that it had to maintain law and order in the country. By maintaining law and order in the country, the government of Pakistan would be in a position to protect the life, property, and religious beliefs of its people in a better way. So, what did he say about the first function of assembly? The first function of assembly is to maintain law and order. Law and order, कानून की बहाली, कानून की पासदारी होनी चाहिए मुल्क में. By maintaining law and order in the country, the government of Pakistan would be in a position to protect the life, property and religious beliefs of its people. So it would be very easy for the government to protect their citizens, their religion and their property and their beliefs. So it will be very easy for the government, for the newly formed government to protect their citizen by maintaining law and order in the country. So you can view this question. It is taken from second paragraph, page number 22. First duty of government is to maintain law and order so that the life, property and religious beliefs of its subjects are fully protected by the state. Now coming to question number 4. What did he say about the second function? So what is the second function of assembly? About the second function of assembly, he said that it had to root out corruption. रूट आउट, जड़ से निकाल देनी चाहिए करप्शन को, ख़ात्मा कर देना चाहिए. एंड ब्राइबरी रिश्वत, करप्शन और रिश्वत का ख़ात्मा कर देना चाहिए फ्रॉम द कंट्री. Muhammad Ali Jinnah considered corruption and bribery the biggest curse, evil and poison for the country. He emphasized that corruption and bribery had to be dealt with an iron hand as soon as possible. The second function is to eradicate corruption and bribery from the country because these are the biggest curse, evil and poison for the country. So he emphasized that corruption and bribery should be dealt. Dealt is the second form of deal with iron hands. Iron hands means it should be dealt with strong hands as soon as possible. You can view question number 4 as question number 4 as it is taken from third paragraph, page number 22. The second thing that occurred to me is this: one of the biggest curses means harmful things, lanat, from which India is suffering. I do not say that other countries are free from it, but I think our condition is much worse, is bribery and corruption. So the biggest curses are bribery and corruption. That really is poison. We must put that down with an iron hand, and I hope that you will take adequate measures as soon as it is possible for this assembly to do so. Now coming to question number 5. Which legacy does Muhammad Ali Jinnah refer to in his speech? Legacy means जो चीज़ विरसे में मिलती है, विरासत में मिलती है. वो कौन सी चीज़ है जो हमें विरासत में मिली according to Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah? The legacy to which Muhammad Ali Jinnah refers in his speech is that of nepotism and jobbery. Nepotism means giving favors to friends and relatives, and jobbery means rishwat satani. Or you can say jobbery is exploitation of position or making misuse of the post in which he is on job. In his view, these two elements are a great evil for the country. He announces that he will not tolerate any kind of direct or indirect favoritism. So, giving favors to friends and relatives. So, it is given to us as legacy. Which thing is given to us as legacy? Nepotism and jobbery. हमें विरासत में जो दो चीज़ें मिली हैं वो है nepotism. Nepotism means granting favors to relatives and friends, and jobbery means exploitation of position. अपनी हैसियत का बेजा इस्तेमाल करना. So these two things are given to us as legacy. विरसे में मिली हैं, विरासत में मिली हैं. And Quaid-e-Azam said that he announces that he will not tolerate any kind of direct or indirect favoritism. As you can view, question number 5 in page number 22, paragraph number 4. The next thing that strikes me is this. Here again it is a legacy which has been passed on to us. Passed on to us, given to us, along with many other things, good and bad, has arrived this great evil, the evil of nepotism and jobbery. I want to make it quite clear that I shall never tolerate any kind of jobbery, nepotism, or any influence, directly or indirectly, brought to bear upon me. Question number 6. What are the Quaid's view about the division of India? The Quaid's view about the division of India are: number 1. The division of India into two states was inevitable and unavoidable. Inevitable means नागुज़ीर है, अटल है, and unavoidable which cannot be avoided. So it is certain, यकीनी है कि the division of India into two states was inevitable and unavoidable. नागुज़ीर है, अटल है, unavoidable यकीनी है. The division of India was the only solution to the sectarian violence among the people of the subcontinent. The division of India was the only solution to the sectarian violence. Sectarian, sects, फ़िरकावारी तशद्दुद. Sectarian, फ़िरके, अलग अलग फ़िरकों के आपस में झगड़े, तशद्दुद. So it is the only solution to the sectarian violence, तशद्दुद, among the people of the subcontinent. बरसग़ीर के लोगों में फ़िरकावारी तशद्दुद को ख़त्म करने का वाहिद हल है डिवीज़न ऑफ इंडिया. Third one is, there would have been unrest and disaster in case the Hindu and the Muslims lived in united India. If India would not be separated, so there would be unrest, बेचैनी, and disaster, तबाही होती in case Hindus and Muslims lived in united India. If Hindus and Muslims lived united in India, so there would be unrest and disaster. Question number 7. What does he say about the minorities? Minorities means aqliyat, a small portion of people. He says that the minorities must be given their due rights. Being the citizens of Pakistan, they have equal rights, privileges, and obligations. All are equal in the state of Pakistan, irrespective of their caste, color, and creed. Caste, firqa, nasl, color, and creed, aqidah. So Minorities should be given all the due rights. अपने हकूक़ मिलने चाहिए उनको, because they are also the citizens of Pakistan and they have equal rights, privileges, मरात, obligations, फ़राइज़ हैं, all are equal in the state of Pakistan, irrespective of, बग़ैर उनके ज़ात, नस्ल और अक़ीदे के लिहाज के बग़ैर. You can view question number 7 on page number 23, paragraph number 1. If you change your past and work together in a spirit that every one of you, no matter to what community he belongs, no matter what relation he had with you in the past, no matter what is his color, caste or creed, is first, second and last a citizen of this state with equal rights, privileges and obligations, there will be no end to the progress you will make. Question number 8. What kind of freedom does Muhammad Ali Jinnah envision for the people of Pakistan in general? Envision, he imagine, he visualize. So Muhammad Ali Jinnah imagines or visualize. वो क्या सोचते थे? Muhammad Ali Jinnah envisions complete freedom for the people of Pakistan in general. तमाम लोगों के लिए मुकम्मल आज़ादी हो. He dreams that in the state of Pakistan there will be no check on them in performing their religious obligations. मज़हबी फ़राइज़ की अदायगी में उनके ऊपर कोई रोक टोक ना हो. They will be totally free to go to their temples, to their mosque or to any other place of worship they like. Temples means a place of worship for Hindus. Mosque mean a place of worship for Muslims, or to any other place of worship they like. So there are minorities in Pakistan. So they have many places for worship over there. So he is referring to them. You can view the answer of question number 8 on page number 23, last paragraph, last line of page number 23. You are free to go to your temples, you are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan. You may belong to any religion or caste or creed that has nothing to do with the business of the state. Now coming to, after finishing recalling question, now coming to interpreting questions. Interpreting means explain by yourself or clarify it. Question number 9. What does Muhammad Ali Jinnah mean by Hindu would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims? Explain. By the words Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslim would cease to be Muslims, Muhammad Ali Jinnah means that there will be no check on the people of Pakistan, irrespective of their color, caste or creed. He says that in spite of religious differences, they will enjoy equal rights of equal citizenship and will create an example of unity in diversity. And will create an example of unity in diversity. Diversity means indifference. When people are having different opinion, different religion, there are variety of caste and creeds in Pakistan, but in variety they will create unity which will be an example for the world. So by the words Hindus would cease to be Hindus, Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslim would cease to be Muslim. So Hindus will no longer will become Hindus and Muslim will no longer will become Muslim. What does it mean? It means that there will be no difference in Muslims and Hindus in the new sovereign state of Pakistan. There will be no difference in the different sects or minorities of the state, irrespective of their color, caste or creed. They will be free to perform their religious duties or to avail their rights and privileges in the new state. Question number 10. Make a list of fundamental principles that comprise Jinnah's vision of Pakistan. Fundamental principles, Bunyadi, Asool. What are the fundamental principles of Jinnah's vision of Pakistan? The fundamental principles that comprises Jinnah's vision of Pakistan are justice and fair play. Justice, insaf and fair play, sachai. He is totally against partiality. Partiality means janibdari, bias, tarafdari karna kisi ki, and favoritism. In the opinion of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Pakistanis can make Pakistan one of the greatest nations of the world if they follow these fundamental principles. If Pakistani follow the principle of justice and fair play, so they will make Pakistan the greatest nation of the world, and it will become the prosperous states among the world. So these the fundamental principles of Quaid-e-Azam are justice and fair play. Now coming to activity. Activity is you have to learn comprehension of the text. You will get notes of these comprehension. Thank you.